Everybody, Andy here again. Well, yesterday, a couple of things came to mind. I went to a concert last night, the second concert by a young female singer here in Hastings, and very good it was too. But as is per usual, at the end of it, there was an encore. In fact, I think there was more than encore. Okay, it was more than one encore. It was one of those sort of slightly chaotic scenes. Oh, should we do another one? Oh, okay, we'll do another one. But that's what it's like in a small intimate club or pub venue or something like that. But when we go to big concerts or even normal concerts, if you want to call them that, whether they be local or whether they be big stadium gigs or anything like that, there's always an encore. I went to see U2 in August of last year at Wembley Stadium over here in London, and it was planned so well that the band went off and sort of came back on, and it was part of the show, and that has become part of the show now. But anyway, when I got home last night, sat down, watched a bit of the TV that my wife was watching, and there was a comedian on. And it was obviously like a DVD type relay of a concert that this particular person had done. But even the comedian did an encore, and it struck me. He went off more, encore and all this sort of stuff, and he came back on to do another little sketch. And I'm thinking, comedians doing encores. I didn't actually put this onto Twitter, I believe, at the time, because it's one of those things that struck me. It's completely crazy. I can understand it to an extent with music. But comedians, do they sort of store some of their favourite jokes or something? Or do they have to think up something new? Do they keep something back because they know inevitably they're probably going to be called back? It's become the norm nowadays. But you don't go to a lecture, do you? And sort of watch someone do a lecture or even a book reading or something like that. And then when they finished, you sort of call them back for more. What do they do? You have to conjure up a new theory or something. I have to write a new chapter back in the dressing room very quickly or something like that. So why do people do it? Originally, it was done obviously as a sign of appreciation. We're so pleased about this now. We've paid our money, yes, and we've been so well entertained. We want to hear some more. I don't know what happens in other forms of entertainment, for say operas or something like that. They come back and sing the last aria or the second half of the set or something like that because it's a set length. A play or something, you don't have an encore. So why do you have to have them with a comedian now, or even with a musician? I'll just look this up on Wikipedia actually, and it gives a normal sort of idea. The word encore apparently comes from the French for more or some more or something like that. But there's a bit in there about Elvis Presley. Apparently Elvis Presley famously never did encores, which I think is great. And that old expression that we hear, Elvis has left the building, that's in some ways where that comes from. It was telling the audience he's not coming back, he's not doing anymore. And I used to play in bands years ago myself, and yes, we used to do encores. But now I've often thought, if I did something like that now, I think it would be good for any young band now, even as a sort of one of those sort of unique selling points or something. That's something to get a bit of notoriety or something to make them a little bit different to everybody else that goes along. They say from the outset, this is our set. We do not do encores. What you hear or what you see is what you get. There's no more. Once we've finished, yes, we'll play for the hour and a half or whatever it is that any other band plays for, but that's it. Once we stop, once the curtain comes down or something, that is the end, as it is probably with an opera or with a play or a lecture. Why go down this avenue and save some of the best songs, etc.? It's so choreographed now. But maybe I'm labouring this point, but it's one of those things that just struck me last night, and I just finding this increasingly frustrating as well. I think that it's built in. It's expected now. If a band would always get an encore. I've been to concerts fairly recently, when even at the end of the set, the reaction hasn't been crazy because everybody knows that that band's going to come on again. They know that they've already got 2 or 3 songs or whatever it is prepared, and sometimes the encores can go on for 20 minutes, half an hour, or something like that. It's so pre-planned. It's false, in my opinion. The whole idea of it has been lost. It's become part of the act. To me, we lose something like that. That sort of falseness has come into it, and it doesn't mean what it says. An encore should be there for something which is exceptional. It should not be expected. It should be something extra special, maybe. So there you go. I'll leave it there. Put the thought out there. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Whether you agree with me, whether you don't, or whatever. Discuss. Thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.